Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today let's explore the local implementation of RackChat. So today I'm going to use Gradio or LAMA and the LAMA 3.21b model to build a local chatbot where we can use different citation sources to get the response that we want. But please remember, this app is a base version. You can have many ways to improve it or implement in different use case. So now let's check the code and also the application. So on the left-hand side, you can see this is the user interface with Gradio, and on the right-hand side is the code base. So one important thing is that when I build this application, of course with also the different coding assistant, I always do it from a ground up processing. So for example, I build different applications here, like DuckDuckGo. It will actually do the query to DuckDuckGo search engine, and also Google News, and also Wikipedia. The idea is that I want to use these free search engine and information source to make my large language model response more robust. As you can see here, I built these applications, test them, and then link them all with Gradio app, this main programming file. So I give this suggestion because if you want to build from the high-level programming file first, you will get a lot of obstacles. For example, it is very hard to do the manipulation of different components and so on. So I make each individual work and put them together. As you can see here, in the individual file, the logic are all similar. So basically, we are going to query the engine, get the results, put it in a JSON file. This is not very complicated. And if you want, you can, of course, start from scratch. For me, I just do it with a code assistant and build a very simple logic. I test it, it is working. So I'm going to move on to the next step. I do the same for DuckDuckGo, Google News, and Wikipedia. Then I go to Gradio app and I make sure that all the functions are imported correctly. And the other part is to build the context for large language model. So I'm going to put all the information queried together. And here I'm going to query LAMA large language model. Here, of course, I set a system prompt to make sure that the language model understands what results I want. But here is a problem. If you do not include the system prompt in your prompt, sometimes the results could be less stable. But I'm not sure because my test case are just several queries. You can also test on your side. So in theory, usually you do not need to add a system prompt. You just need to structure your prompt well. But here, as you can see, I put the system prompt in the front, put the context, and also my user question in the end. In this way, I'm making sure that my prompt is structured very well. Okay, you can also try to take it away, the system prompt, or leave it here. And in the end, we are going to produce this result and show it in Gradio interface. So the rest of the code is about the user interface and so on. Okay, and please remember, saving the different query information or search results in a JSON format is very beneficial because, for example, when you test the different programming files, when you test them, you see immediate results, and it's stored very well. And if you want to further build up like a database or your user history, you can also utilize it. The other benefit is that when you incorporate into your prompt with the JSON format, you can choose different ways to incorporate in your prompt. So you have more flexibility when you ask a large language model. For example, in the future, you only want the top 1 or top 2 results from the search engine. You can identify those parts and put it in your prompt. Or like my current case, I put everything inside to the large language model. Now let's take a look at the left-hand side. So this part, first of all, you see there is a description about this RAG enhanced large language model chatbot and which search sources we use. And here I'm asking how is the Apple stock doing? As you can see, the first response, it identified it is Apple company and also showed some information and also citations. But the citations are not listed in the end of the response. It's not 100% as I expected, right? So I ask again. I actually improved my personal prompt part and to see the results. No, nothing changes. I do it again. You can see this time we have some results. Okay, but it does not show me how the stock is performing. So partially I think it's because my prompt is very fuzzy. I'm asking how it is doing. And also you can see there are different sources. Some of the sources are reliable. Some of them are also hallucinated. I can guarantee you this. You can try on your side. And then I ask how is NVIDIA stock doing? Okay, it does not have much information, this one. Then I ask again. It showed some response, but not what I want, right? So I ask again, how is this stock performing recently? And we can see here, it shows some results, but structured less than what we expected. Now, let's try another prompt, right? We can say, how is Microsoft stock performing recently? Make sure citations are listed in the end. So it will process my prompt. So again, how you structure the search-based information, how you put it into large language model, how you design the workflow, they are all very flexible. So if you think this is not your desired way of processing the information, you can use additional loop to improve the results, refine the information, or even produce in different formats. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, the text does not mention the year. Okay, this is not what we want. It actually goes back to the years, talks about the history, right? Okay, so let's try it again. So in a case of a very small model, and you are building your DIY version of the RAG process, you always need to test and see how the results would meet your requirements. As you can see here, okay, has been trending down. Okay, this is one information. In recent months, okay, we can see there are some information here, but we do not have the citations, right? Let's try it one more time before we close this project. Okay, let's see. Okay, that actually gives some information here. Yeah, but without citations. You can always try on your side. So I guess there could be some improvements in the future if you want to work on this project, right? Like I said, how you structure the system prompt, user prompt, how you process the information, okay? We call it objective information you queried from the search engine and put everything together. Or you want to build some additional loop to refine the information and put it into the prompt. But of course, when you use a local small model, or ChatGPT, like a O1 model, the results could be very different. Okay, so I would encourage you to do more tests. But for this version, we have a free and easily accessible local RAG chatbot. So I wish you can find it useful for your future projects. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. If you like my video, give it a like, share with your friends, and please do not forget to subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.